Striker Scorpion 82 is now sponsored by Warhammer Combat Cards, a card battle game featuring your favourite Citadel miniatures from the 40k universe. Free to download and play, link is in the video description below or on the channel homepage, and by using the unique link it helps support the channel. Thanks and enjoy the game. Right, welcome to another episode of Warhammer 40,000. It's 2000 points, Orcs versus Blood Angels. Right, welcome to this league battle. We are starting the league here a little bit late into the season, but we do have a different structure, different format to it for Season 10. So the format will be each faction that's battle ready will play 2 games instead of 3. There was a lot of pressure on us last year to get through all of the factions, and with the growing number of armies, 3 games each for all of the factions is not really workable. So we're going to go for 2 games, and instead of win, loss, draw, it will be total points scored will determine the top armies that go through. So the structure towards the end of the season will be the same. So we'll take the top 8 armies that make it through and go to a knockout stage, similar to previous seasons. But for now, in the qualifying rounds, it will be 2 games each for factions that are ready. Add together the total number of points scored, and that will determine which factions make it through and which are eliminated. So different format, quite fair. It means that if a faction loses perhaps their first game, they're still not technically out. It's based on total points. You could lose a game but still score a decent number of points. There's a big incentive for players as well, even if they're losing a game, just to keep going, keep those points flowing in. So hopefully that'll be a bit more of a balanced approach. So we'll see how that works. Different format this year, and it means with the later start we stand a good chance of getting a good number of factions getting their games done. So the first game here has been voted on as on the channel community page. We put a number of factions forward that were ready for war, and the vote came through. It was Blood Angels and Orcs. Now these 2 armies have played each other just recently. If I remember rightly, it was a Blood Angels victory. It was a close enough fight, but Blood Angels won. It's a bit of a grudge match here. Pressure on the Orcs. They're meant to do well in the league, but we'll see how well they get on in this particular fight. So before I run through the list here for the Orcs, we'll call out the patrons at the gold level. They get names shouted out at the start of all of our games, and a patronic dice to use at some crucial point during the game. So that's Andrew Swan, Chris Heim, Carrie Kunkel, Thrall of the Silent King, Dave Humphreys, Dylan Moore, Travis and Jen, Longbow BB, Luke Schwengel, Marcus Anthony, Martin aka Vagabond, Drew Gums, Maxfield Knuckles, Nicholas Lucas, Paul Cook, Peter Almo, Ray Cross, Samuel Pananeri, Scott Costello, the artist formerly known as Veej, Tyler Schwab and Tyler Summers. Big thanks to them for their support gold level. I'll also call out the patrons supporting at silver level at the end of the battle, and you can check out the end credits for all those supporting at the different levels, including bronze. So the Patreon page helps support SSWG, my local War Games club, and also helps support the channel as well. So for the Orcs, I'm running a double patrol and Goths, so 6 pluses pop extra hits in close combat, and then +1 strength on the charge. as well for the Orks. So HQ choices being taken. First up, we'll go to Gut Ripper first of all. He will be the warlord here for this list. Power Claw upgrade being taken for him, just a regular war boss. And then given a warlord trait, brutal but cunning is his trait, and the relic is to Killer Claw being taken for him. Then adds a second war boss, a two-pronged attack here for the Orcs. So second war boss is Grog Dewoper. It's war boss in mega armor. Warlord trait for him is Ardor's Nails, -1 to the wound rolls against him, and he's got the crushing armor as well. So 4+ invulnerable save, +1 to his armor save, which is already at 2+, and then on a 2+, on the charge, he inflicts D3 mortal wounds. So then third HQ choice is a Weird Boy, Fists of Gork and Warpath, his 2 psychic powers. And then one of the newer models here, it's the Big Mech in Mega Armor. Relic is the Dead Shiny Shooter for him. Then on to troops choices. 3 units of 10 Orc Boys, 1 squad here, here and here, all equipped the same. The knob has the big chopper, and then sluggers and choppers for the regular boys. Trucks being taken for 2 of them, 1 and 2, just there. Then on to elites, a squad of 5 knobs, all equipped with big choppers, and a truck dedicated transport being taken for them. Then mega knobs being taken, unit of 5 with their custom shooters and power claws. Then on to fast attack, unit of 3 bikers. With Sergeant Zogs, just a regular squad leader, with Power Claw being taken for him. 10 Storm Boys in the list, no upgrades for those. And then Death Copters being taken, unit of 5, with their Copter rockets. Then with the double patrol, able to take 4 heavy support slots. So first, here's a Death Dread, taking all of the Dread Claws. Then a Battle Wagon with Ard Case, Death Roller, and Fortress, to give it that 5+ invulnerable save. And then finally 2 squads of 2 mech guns. One marked with the Squig taking bubble chuckers, and the other with the custom mega cannons. That's the list here for the Orcs. An ambitious faction for sure, but they have to try and get through this Blood Angels force if they're to achieve victory in our first league battle of the season. So for the Orcs, I'll call out the Phoenix Lords here. That's the top level support on the channel. Supporters get allocated to units. So Lucas Brown has been put in charge of the Mega Knobs here in this game. Chris Comiskey, requested by him to go on Grog Dewoper, so he's in charge of him for this game. Devin Matthews on the Death Dread, and then Amy Alma, we've put her onto the Death Copters. So that's the list for the Orcs. We'll take a look at what the Blood Angels have in their list. Mike Walker, a Blood Angels player, will take command of them here in this game. Alright, so 2,000 points of Blood Angels. This list has not changed. It's been doing okay. It beat the Orcs in the last game, so we're going to stick with this list here. And for them to do really well, to get a good run of wins here, just another victory against the Orcs to re-establish, I think, some respect here for the Blood Angels on the channel. So Mike Walker will take command. He led them to victory in the last game here, and he's a Blood Angels player of his own force as well, so he will take command in this game. So again, running a double patrol here for the Blood Angels. So HQ choices, Captain Lazarus here will be the Warlord. So it's a regular Space Marine Captain with Jump Pack, Thunderhammer and Storm Shield being taken for him. So then Warlord trait for him is Gift of Foresight, so you get some rerolls during the turn. Hammer of Bow Relic being taken, and he's also allowed to take an extra Warlord trait, so it's come from the Space Marines Codex. It's the Imperium Sword, so +1 attack, +1 strength on the charge, and rerollable charges available for him. Then taking Chaplain Angrias here, so it's a Space Marine Chaplain in Terminator armor. So he has Master of Sanctity, Warlord trait, Wise Orator, and the relic is the icon of the Angel. So it's a reroll, 6-inch reroll charges bubble for him. Is a vital part of the deep strike element for this Blood Angels force. Litany of Hate, Mantra of Strength, and Canticle of Hate litanies being taken for him. Then 2 Librarian Dreadnoughts, Romulus and Remus, to fight side by side. Here, the 2 psychic power systems, Quickening and Wings of Sanguinius. Then on to troops choices, 2 units of Incursors, 2 squads of 5, no upgrades, a full squad of 10 Intercessors here with their auto bolt rifles. Then on to elites, and Thunderhammer Storm Shield Terminators, squad of 5, Sanguinary Guards, squad of 7, all equipped with the blades and Angelus bolt guns. And then in fast attack is the Plasma Inceptors, squad of 5 of those. And then finally for heavy support, it's 2 Invicta Tactical Warsuits being taken here for this Blood Angels list. That's the force. We'll call out Phoenix Lords here as 4 of them allocated to the Blood Angels. So by request, Longbow BB on Romulus. Ben Shaw is on the Thunderhammer Terminators here. Michael Fryer on Lazarus, the Captain. And then finally, Chef has been allocated to the Sanguinary Guard. That's the list here for Blood Angels. We will take a look now at scenario and deployment for this battle. So for our missions, we are randomizing the battles. So it's the Warzone Nachman book this time around. And the mission is Abandoned Sanctuaries. So deployment zone looking something like this. Orcs are at this end, marked by the orange Xenos dice. And across the other side, the green dice marking the deployment zone for the Blood Angels. There's 5 objectives. 1 is dead center, just over there. There's 2 others in no man's land, 1 on each flank, 1 here, and then 1 across here. The home objective for the Orcs and the home objective for the Blood Angels we've just placed on top of the corner of that ruined building. Alright, so for primary objectives in this mission, take and hold the control of 1 objective marker at the start of the command phase, turn 2 onwards, is worth 4 points. If you control 2 or more, it's worth another 4 points. And if you control more than the opponent, it's worth another 4 points on top of that. There's also secure the sanctuaries. So this battle really will be a fight potentially for the central objective. So you get 2 victory points if you control any of the following criteria. So the first is you control the objective marker in the center of the battlefield, so that's that one just there. And the other option is if you destroy at least 1 enemy unit that was within 6 inches of the center of the battlefield at the start of their turn. And on top of that, 5 victory points if you control the central objective at the end of the game. So for terrain, as we're playing these as Munitorum armoured containers, so exposed position on top, infantry could shelter behind, infantry can climb and move across. Same for this building here, it's not tall enough for obscuring. Then we're playing light cover for these, area terrain, there's some of those dotted around the board. There's some obstacles. Here, barricades, Munitorum armoured containers is a larger structure of them. Going to play that piece across there as a crater. And then these, the rules for Munitorum armoured containers, exposed position on top, infantry could shelter behind. Also going to play the taller terrain pieces as obscuring terrain, which will be quite important in this battle. This larger piece, that piece there. And then these 3 pieces, 1, 2 and 3, all obscuring terrain for this battle. So that's the terrain. Secondaries have been chosen by both sides. So a solid choice for the Space Marines here. Oath of Moment being taken from the Space Marine book. Assassination's been taken to try and bring down the Orc characters, and then retrieve Nachman data. There's units for the Blood Angels that are equipped and ready to fulfill that secondary. Then for the Orcs, we've gone for Assassination as well. So a big battle of the characters here in this game. Behind enemy lines has been taken by the Orcs to try and push through into the deployment zone for the Blood Angels. And then Psychic Interrogation has been taken. It's the Weird Boy's job to psychically interrogate Blood Angels characters during the game. We'll see if he can do it. That secondary is chosen for both sides. We'll start alternating placing units on the board next. Right, so I mentioned the battle mat and the terrain. So battle mat is from GameMat.eu, Sands of Time version 2, this one's called, and then also using the Rocky Base set from them as well. It's the pre-painted terrain set from them. So you can check out GameMat.eu who supplies of battle mats, all shapes and sizes available from them. They also do double-sided mats as well now, and then also these pre-painted terrain sets. Now I've colour corrected or adjusted this one to fit in with this particular mat. There is a full battlefield terrain tutorial on the channel. It's the most recent in the series, and that shows you how to put together this entire battlefield here, so you can check out that tutorial for all the different elements that you see on this table. But check out gamemat.eu for your supplies of battle mats and pre-painted terrain. Link for them in the video description below. Alright, so deployment's done for both sides. Orks deploying centrally, their intent's to go straight down the middle. There is big rewards, but not spreading all the way across the board. They have left this flank quite open. So Grog to lead the fight to the centre. So Grog in here with a unit of boys inside this truck. Then maxing out our capacity here on the battle wagon. 5 mega knobs and 10 regular boys. Then getting ready for psychic interrogation, it's the weird boy just next to the vehicle. Then the Death Dread just on the board this time, not deep striking in. We'll see if that's the right decision as the game goes on. The guns, bubble chuckers here, and then the custom mega cannons deploying, getting ready to move on to the objective to hold that, provide some firepower support. Deathcopter's difficult choice. They are a very useful unit, but very vulnerable here against the Blood Angels. They need to watch that they don't get charged early on by rampaging psychic dreadnoughts or indeed deep striking units as well. They're a useful unit to have, but keeping them alive may prove to be an issue. They've deployed just here. And the second prong of the attack, which has got Ripper, it's him inside the transport with 10 him inside the transport with regular knobs, squad of 5, and then regular Ork boys inside here, and they've been joined by the Big Mech in mega armor. And then finally Ork bikers unit 3 on the extreme left hand flank. In reserves for the Orks, all these units inside transports getting ready to disembark, and then I'm going to deep strike in with the Storm boys. So for the Blood Angels around the other side, the usual deep strike element here, so Terminators, Chaplain, Captain, Sanguinary Guard and the Plasma Inceptors all to arrive. That's just under half of the army. And then on the table is a unit of Incursors here on this side, making use of the line of sight blocking terrain. They've got a job to do of retrieve Nachman data. As one Dreadnought, it's Remus. And then the larger squad of Marines, not splitting up into combat squads, just keeping the full squad of 10. The 2 Dreadnoughts to fight side by side here. They've also been joined by Romulus here as well. And then finally on the other side of the board in this corner is the Incursors, ready to again to perform retrieve Nachman data. That's the deployment for the Blood Angels. So as we saw in the previous game, Blood Angels, it's useful for them to try and preserve numbers at this early stage with half their army off the board, but at the same time taking opportunities to inflict damage on the enemy force as well. And then it will go well for the Blood Angels if the deep strike assault strikes at the right time and hits hard, as we saw in the previous battle. As much to the frustration of the Orks, seeing their stuff being hacked to pieces by the Blood Angels, both armies very happy to get stuck into each other. Timing is everything, I think, in this fight, this battle for the centre of the table. We'll go on to the first turn of the game. We're all up to see who goes first. So we're also looking for epic deeds in this game. It's an extra perk here for the Phoenix Lords, keeping track of allocated units that do particularly well. So looking for some epic stuff in this game. We're all up to see who goes first. I would imagine, I'm not sure who, the Orks would be happy enough to take turn 1, but it wouldn't be too big a deal if they don't. Mike, your thoughts on turn 1? Do you want turn 1? Some games you just know you need to get it, but other games it's not too big a deal.
I think I want turn 2.
You do want to, right? Okay, well, we'll roll up here. Okay, so Mike doesn't want to go first. I'm not too fussed either way. So each game's different. Some games you really want to. He's rolled a 6, so it's the Blood Angels that go first. Okay, so we'll go on to turn 1. Orks will not kick this fight off here. It will be the Blood Angels that will make the first move. Turn 1 for them next. we're on turn 1 here for Blood Angels. Decisions to make as far as movement's concerned. There was an extra rule, should have mentioned it, regarding no man's land. Units that are able to infiltrate in, that's not allowed in this mission, so that will be an explanation why there's no units in no man's land, even Blood Angels units that could usually deploy forward, such as the Invicta Tactical Warsuits. Not allowed to in this game. Mike's had to keep them inside his own deployment zone. But we'll let the Blood Angels make their move here. Turn 1 movement for them next. Alright, so turn 1 for the Blood Angels. Mike's saying if the Orks had gone first and pushed right up the board, then obviously a bigger reaction from the Blood Angels here. But caution here, there's an overall plan. Nothing reckless at this stage. So sheltering behind here with these, no doubt will be brought out to fight later on. They're holding an objective anyway. Cross here, retrieve Nachman data being performed as planned. Yeah, full 10. Moved here by the Invicta Tactical Warsuit. Dreadnoughts move forwards here. Full 10 and grab the objective of this one, and then Romulus moving up tight just behind there, and then holding position just on this flank with this unit of Incursors queued up to perform retrieve Nachman data next turn. So sensible enough here for the Blood Angels at this stage. We'll go on to Psychic Phase next. So there is the possibility of a charge here. If Mike decides to go for it, this truck could be reached by the Dreadnought. If the power goes off, 12-inch will take him roughly to about here. And then it'll be a 10-inch charge with +1 for Blood Angels, 9-inch charge with a possible command reroll. Let's try and make that go through. So you may see that happen. Psychic Phase then, quickening. Yep. Okay, well he's gearing up for it. This is on Romulus here. That goes off, so Dreadnought's psyched up and raring to go. Will he jump? Is the next question. 5. Doesn't. So do you want to invest points in making it happen?
Yes.
He does. He's sending the Dreadnought in. Okay. Potentially. Goes off an 11. Okay. So this Dreadnought will now make a 12-inch move. So these Dreadnoughts are designed to go for early, well, just to disrupt the enemy at any point, but Mike sees the value in going for this early strike here. So here he comes, these jumping Dreadnoughts. They're quite a resource to bring out from behind the lines. He's up for the fight and he's made it to there. Anything else for Psychic Phase? Not really, no. We're going to Shooting Phase next. Okay, so here we go, Shooting Phase. Plain deck are available from these Dreadnoughts actually, so they'll let down or let loose with some firepower. Okay, first to kick off will be the Invicta Tactical Warsuit. Because of range, Fragstorm Grenade Launcher is going to go into the Battle Wagon. The rest of the firepower is going to go into the Deathcopters. Often get targeted here. It's difficult to hide them on the board, but at least out of range of close combat this time. So it's going to be 3 shots with the Heavy Bolter going into them. Looking for 3s, and then 4s to wound. Yes. -1, -2 because you're on Devastator, so I'll take a 6 up save. Failed. Damage 2 becomes damage 1 because of Ramshackle. So 1 wound taken. We'll go at the back here. And then it's going to be the...
Heavy stubber?
Yeah, the stubber. The twin Iron Hour Heavy Stubber, needing 3s. It's good shooting. And then needing 5s. And that's incredible. 5. -2. Going to lose a copter here. Gone. It's 1 wound at a time, so it's actually going to bring down the whole one, and then 2 wounds flow onto another one. Well, that's excellent shooting. Well done. Okay. Auto cannon. 6 shots. Again, the twin auto cannon would be damage 2, but it'll be damage 1 because of Ramshackle. 3s to win though. And -2. 2 make it through. Fouled both. Another copter destroyed. Ouch, just 100 points. And wound goes through like so. Okay, so excellent shooting. This is a very, very good start. Fragstorm Grenade Launcher, number of shots. Just the 2. 3s for hits. Nothing. Okay, firepower from that Dreadnought finished, but it's just destroyed 100 points worth of stuff. So excellent shooting. What helped that out was being in Devastator.
Yeah.
That -2 in total was excellent. Okay, so there is firepower from this one available as well. I'm sure Longbow BB is a bit nervous. sending him out straight away, but that's the reckless style of these dreadnoughts here.
Everything.
Everything?
It's going to want to here except Fragstorm.
Fragstorm's going to have to...
No, Fragstorm's out.
Right. Okay, so it's going to be the same firepower again, minus the Fragstorm grenade launcher, into the battle wagon. So heavy bolter, 3s, all hits, 5s to wound. 2 wounds come through, -2 as well, which is really good. 5 pluses. We've blocked 1, yay. Okay, so we dropped down to 15 wounds left on this beast. So marker up. Okay. The Iron How Heavy Stubber? No, this is the autocannon. Sorry, you do whatever order you want, it's fine. So this is the autocannon. Order except 1. Dreadnought's kicking out good firepower. They're trying to keep themselves in the list here. 5s to wound, just the 1. And not saved. Damage 2 becomes damage 1 for Ramshackle, I believe. I'll check that though, just to see if we are Ramshackle. It is a better build, it should be. It probably still is a heap of junk in Space Marine eyes. We'll go for the Twin Iron How Heavy Stubber. This will be 6s to wound.
Yeah.
-2 though if it makes it through. No, oh yes, 1, sorry. 5 plus. Blocked that one, okay. Okay, yeah, Mike, in hindsight, regrets not going after guns here. The damage 2 would have... Yeah, I don't know, they may be Ramshackle as well. But anyway, a more open target here, more vulnerable target to remove firepower. But anyway, shots have gone into here. It is Ramshackle, the battle wagon, so 14 wounds remain on that. Melter shot.
Yes.
Because you're not going to destroy it, you might as well try and pick off some wounds. We're saving the Patreons, yeah, it's just a melter shot, so 3s. 3s to go straight through, 6, and just go for damage. 2, alright, 2 wounds taken, 8 wounds left on the truck. Okay, any other firepower? I think that's it, across the board. Okay, so we'll go on to charges. Yeah, the single charge. So a 9 required, we can capture this one. There is a longbow BB Patronic dice. So yeah, the longbow BB dice to make the longbow BB charge. 9 required. 6 becomes 7. CP reroll. He'll be stranded if he doesn't make it. No, he's not going in. Charge will not go ahead. Okay, so Dreadnought sits where he is on an objective, but swinging in the wind here for the Orks. A possible prize for them. It will be a diversion if they do try and go after that Dreadnought, but that charge has not gone ahead, and that'll bring an end to the turn. Overall, though, for the Blood Angels, a pretty good round. Cool and collected from them. Decent firepower, especially from the 2 Invicta tactical warsuits, especially across here. A bit of morale to resolve. I sure should be okay. Ah! CP reroll. Taken 2. I'll check my leadership. It's bound to be 7. It can't be 8, but we'll just have a little look. Their leadership's 6. They're an absolute disaster. So we'll CP reroll. I need help. Who's... Imperial players, they always roll low for me here. Andrew Swan, Ultramarines. 4. +2 is 6. That's exactly what I need. So thank you, Space Marines. That's kept morale just about okay for the Copters, but that was a scary moment there for them. So that's morale finished. We'll check to see if any points have been scored. Yeah, it's just the 1 point picked up. That was for Oath of Moment destroying a vehicle. And then there's 1 Nachman been achieved, so starting that process for harvesting points. So turn 1 comes to an end here. Orks to respond, they must do so with one eye over their shoulders or looking up into the sky, because on Blood Angels turn 2, the nasty deep strikers may well turn up, most probably will. So Orks will need to bear that in mind as they make their first move here. But turn 1 coming up for the Orks next. Yeah, right, turn 1 for the Orks. We've declared a warg here for one main reason, and that's for letting loose of the Dreadnought across here. It's meant we've been able to do an advanced move. There's two possible combats actually, but it means we can do an advanced move and still charge. So guns positioning up, just pushing forwards here, getting ready to lend some firepower support. In position here with the Weird Boy, ready to do his psychic interrogation. He can just harvest points. There's one conundrum though that we've just thought about. Going after these Dreadnoughts, if I destroy them, I can't interrogate them. So he needs to just hurry up and ask them the questions. And he's got questions for these Dreadnoughts. Each interrogation is going to ask the Dreadnought a deep, orky question. We'll come to that in the psychic phase. Moving across here, so command rerolled our advance. He's got these Stompomatic Pistons, so he goes 6. Extra 3 inches. He gets +1 to advance rolls for the Stompomatic Pistons, and then rolled a 3 on the command reroll. So he's made it to there. I reckon it's a 5-inch charge to put him in. That's Devin Matthews in charge. The two Phoenix Lords about to have a showdown here over on this flank. Advance, I rolled a 1. I didn't re-roll it. Happy enough with that because we could still charge, and made it onto the central objective, claiming that. Pushing up behind here, not getting out of our transports at this stage because of the threat of these Blood Angels deep striking units. So Grog's moving up inside his transport. And then across here, pushing up with these, so not advancing, just so that Ripper can fire his rockets. And just a regular move here so that the big mech in Mega Armor can fire his dead shiny shooter as well. And then just a regular 14-inch jump here with the copters onto the objective, and just going to hurry up and try and use these whilst there's still some of them alive. So getting ready to fire their copter rockets, and the bikers have moved through, saying they can pass through this terrain no problem. And a 2 rolled for their advance. No target for them, but they're just pushing up on that flank. We're going to concede the fact we can't protect ourselves entirely here from deep striking assault here for the Blood Angels, wherever it comes down, here in the middle, down here, dead ahead of us, wherever it lands. The Orks, the best protection I think we have is just to stay inside our transports and then react once they land. But for now, we're Dreadnought hunting. We'll go on to psychic phase next. So we're going to interrogate the Librarian Dreadnought, Romulus. Doesn't even get the question out of his mouth. Idiot. Stupid. One job he was given was to, I think it's a 4 required. I rolled a 3. Oh, it's such a good question to ask that Dreadnought. What was his favourite colour? And I can't even ask it. Mike's checking the book. Psychic interrogation.
4.
It is a 4. Oh, innards the Weird Boy. Right, okay. So that's, and he can't even do psychic powers now because he's done the interrogation and failed. Okay. Right, maybe next time. Perhaps just the one opportunity to do that here, potentially with the Longbow BB Dreadnought in trouble. But that's it. Psychic phase comes to an end. We'll go on to shooting phase next. It's been a game of failed dice rolls here. We saw the failed charge. Saw this one, very, very easy. Should have turned to Patreons there. So we'll start using them. I think they'll be very much needed in these league games for crucial dice rolling. So, firepower. Here, I think it's going to be a mixture of mega cannons and bubbles, and we're going to go after that Dreadnought across here. Okay, so we'll turn to grots here. We're sort of starting with the lower pecking order for the Orks. So custom mega cannons, we're going to shoot straight through here against the Dreadnought. That's on the objective. So, number of shots. We shall go for Tyler Schwab, Necron player, but 4+ he has a habit of getting in his local club. He's done it again. That is this is kind of weird. 4 shots from Tyler Schwab, so we'll continue on with his shooting. Looking for 4s. 2 hits and no mortal wounds, that'll do. 3s to wound. Both go through, this is really nice. Armour of Contempt will give you some kind of save. Yeah, it's actually 5s, so not too bad. It's D6 damage each time. Patreon, there's plenty of Space Marine players. Top of there is Maxwell Knuckles. Nicholas Lucas is an Imperial player.
I'll do it right. I'll do Maxwell first.
Maxwell Knuckles, 5+. Imperium to save. No, and you can roll the next one and then make a decision about command reroll. Yeah, Chris Heim, another Imperial player. No, 2d6 damage coming through here. Do you want to try and command reroll? No, it's a tough choice because the reroll may be needed somewhere else.
No, I'll leave.
2d6 will not destroy the Dreadnought no matter what we roll. I'm going to leave it. Okay, we'll go for... There are Orc players around. Where's Dave Humphries? Yes, okay, Orc player. 5. Ouch. And then we'll go for Necrons here. Carry Kunkel, Thrall of the Silent King. 10 damage from the Grots. They hop, skip and jump in celebration here. Lots of high fives as they blast some holes in the big red Dreadnought. Good shooting from them. Not bad at all. And second gun here. Gun number 2 to fire next. So, number of shots. 6. Absolutely. We've said this before. They're hit and miss, these guns. Some games they whiff. Other games they cause trouble. Going to take a mortal wound, but we've got 3 hits have come through. This Dreadnought's in serious trouble. So we'll try and wound on 3s. Yeah, and I think that's going to be enough to destroy us, so I'm not going to command reroll here. So a heroic... Oh, no. I want the Dreadnought to... No, we'll leave it. You carry on. So 2 to make here. 2 5+. Blocked 1. Well done. And you still got a command reroll? You do. Okay. It's going to do it. You can Patronic it if you so wish. Plenty of options at this stage. Luke Schrengel, yeah, Imperial player, Crimson Fists.
Right.
To help out a fellow Space Marine player. No, not helping. D6 damage. We shall turn to the Raycross dice. Orcs player, chance for him to detonate a Dreadnought. Go! Come on. Yeah, I'll do it now. Command reroll. Come on, Ray, give me a hand. Yeah, kaboom. Does it blow up? Yeah, okay. Target destroyed. Eliminated here. Grots ecstatic at what they've just done. Look what we did, boss! As they shout to Grog. Good shooting. So yeah, we're talking about Invicta Tactical Warsuits. I like the models, but they do need a bit of help from the Codex. There's no minus damage on them due to Eternal. They don't get smoke either, so it's a shame. It's a fantastic model. It's a good concept, sort of a scout type Dreadnought. Maybe they'll receive some help in the newer Codex when that arrives. So checking line of sight. One of these can see through here. The other one on the left can't see anything. It can't see this Dreadnought. It's no target at all for this bubble. But bubble chucker at the back to fire. So type of bubble. It's a big bubble, which is the one we don't want. But what can you do? 3d3 shots. So 5 shots. Needing 4s. There's no mortal wounds for that one. And then I think your toughness 7, though, they might have put it at toughness 7. I think it is.
Toughness 6.
It is toughness 6. Forced to wound. No wounds come through. Okay, so that's the bubble chuckers done then. But congratulations to the custom mega cannons. Good shooting from those grots here. The party starts early for them. They have a bit of an open flank for deep strikers, so oh dear, their joy may turn to misery here if the deep strikers arrive. But we'll see. There's plenty of options. Blood Angels where to arrive. We'll press on. More shooting for the Orcs. All right, so a bit of firepower. Open top, some pistols. We didn't advance of these, so we're looking for 5s, and we're looking for 5s again. Nothing. The big shooter on top. 5 shots because of the range. Going into the Dreadnought again. Looking for 4s because of the Grot Gunner. And double 6, 2 wounds come through. No minuses, 2 saves of 3+ on the Dreadnought. Pass, no problem. Next, this truck, big shooter into the Dreadnought. 5s, 5s, 1. 1 save of 3+. Alright, a wound taken, dropping down to 7 wounds left. Ripper, didn't advance, going to fire into the Dreadnought. D3, number of shots, 2 shots, needing 6s from the boss. Missed. Okay. Daka from here going across. I think it's 3 shots, unless it's within range 18. Michael check for us. Yeah, from the tip of him to him. It might be an 18. Mm-hmm. It is, yeah. Okay, a couple more. 5s to wound. Nothing, so that's that vehicle. We'll do this vehicle, which is in range 18 because I've measured it for my own shooting. So that's going to be no hits at all. The dead shiny shooter. Yeah, the dead shiny shooter. It's 10 shots at this range in 4s. In 5s. 2. 2 at -1. 2 saves of 4+. Damage 2, which will go through as damage 2. And 1 does. Okay, so 2 wounds taken on the Dreadnought, dropping down to 11 wounds left. Yeah, so we'll turn to the copter rockets. I think we must go into the Dreadnought to try and do damage to that if we can. So we'll go for... no, 63 shots for these. So 6, 8, 9, 10, 11 shots. In 5s. It's not bad. It's not bad at all. Way above average here. And then we're looking for 3s to wound. Nice. -2 becomes -1. So 4 ups to block. There's 5 saves to make. Yeah, this is a tough one. Damage will be horrific if it makes it through. 5s to block. Blocked 3 out of 5. Good dice rolling. This Blood Angel's dice doing very, very well. 6 damage taken with the 2 that made it through. Scary stuff. Dropping down to 5 wounds, I think. So Dreadnought in a sorry state, and the intent, I think, is to plough into it and try and run it over with the battle wagon with the Death Roller. So shooting phase finished. Not bad from the Orks here. Pretty good, actually. Grog Gunners doing okay. Softening up our target across here, and now a chance to make further impact in close combat. I can see why you didn't want to go first here, because the Orks have been able to react a bit harder with the Blood Angels moving out, so I can see the logic behind that. We'll go on to charges now for the Orks' chance to plunge in against 2 Dreadnought targets. Okay, so we're on charges. I'm going to go for ramming speed here, because I want to try and do a sort of a shoulder barge, D3 mortal wounds, and try and make sure that charge goes ahead. So 2 CP, we're burning CP, I've got 3 left now, but this is important to go ahead here. So that's the total. So that charge will go ahead. We'll then roll 2+ for mortal wounds. We do. And the mortal wounds are just the 1. Okay, it's dropping down to 6 wounds on the Dreadnought. And we'll move him in. Okay, so 10-inch charge. I've actually rolled around the side of the Dreadnought here with Devon, the Phoenix Lord, as these two are about to collide. Oh dear. You have... If I kill you, you could strike me. I think. Stratagem. Yes, only in death, yes. So it could be 2 Phoenix Lords cancelling each other out on that objective. Okay, we'll go for this charge across here. It's a 5 required. Should be no problem. 9 achieved. Okay, so the Death Roller, this battle wagon goes plunging in as well. So we've charged in, sort of swung our butt around in this direction as well to create a bit of a corridor down here. Okay, so charge has gone ahead. We will pick... I think we must pick this combat here just for the danger of interrupt play, and then just take the hits here if Mike decides to interrupt with the Invicta Tactical Warsuit. So, here we go. Death Dread versus Romulus, the Librarian Dreadnought, locked in mortal combat. Okay, so for our attacks across here, base of 3, the Warg, 2 Dreadclaws, and I swapped out the big shooters for 2 more Dreadclaws. That's the number of attacks that we get. 3s to hit, 6s are good. Well, that's not bad. So they've all hit and popped an extra hit as well. Crazy. So we're looking for wounds here of... It can't be 2s. It's not bad. It is ×2. So strength 10, strength 11 for Orks, Goths on the charge. So 3s to wound will do. So some have failed. Armour of Contempt is going to be an issue. It's AP -3, -2, so you get saves of 5+. I will destroy you if 3 make it go through. I have to kill that Dreadnought, so I'm going to command reroll one of these. So investing a lot of points in this combat. 3+. Okay, so that's made it through. So there's 6 saves to make. This should be enough to take the Dreadnought down. 5+ is to block on 6 dice. Heroic dice roll required. You could do it in the name of a Patreon. Pick one and just roll the 6 dice if you, if you want to. Nicholas Lucas, Imperial player, Grey Knights, Admech, but not Custodes. So diehard Imperial, except for Custodes. Okay, so you can include him in the roll. Okay, but this is the roll here for Nicholas Lucas to come to the aid of Space Marines in dire need. His dice got 6 plus another one, but no. 4 have made it through, which will be damage 8. Even if you command reroll, it's still not going to stop it. So that Dreadnought has been destroyed. So now the question is the stratagem to use it or not. There is a rampaging Death Dread on the Blood Angels left flank.
Yeah, that'd be silly not to, wouldn't it?
You have to do it. Yeah. Okay. So I think Longbow BB would be happy to see a potential bit of revenge here. Hold on a second, I think your psychic powers continue. So you do have quickening on you. Yeah.
Plus halberd.
Yeah. Base of 4 attacks. Space Marines being charged. Mike rolled up 2 extra attacks for quickening. Yeah. And then an extra attack for the halberd. Who is Patreon here?
Paul Cook.
Paul Cook, Imperial player, yeah. Okay, looking for 3s. These two are going to cancel each other out. It must happen. 3s for hits, unless you don't roll well. Well, that's all right. Yeah, okay, 2 have failed. That's fine. The halberd's made it in. Such is the strength of these attacks that it's going to ignore ramshackle. So it's going to be... Oh, no, it's 2s to wound because of Blood Angels. There's a couple of 1s, but again, the halberd's made it through. Let's take those 2 away. I'll be looking at 6s to block these. You'll be coming in at damage 3 for the fist and damage D3 plus 3 for the halberds. I would say a couple of 6s to stop it. Tough choices here. So basically, if I roll 2 6s, I could stop it.
Yeah, now you roll as well. I'm going to have to CP reroll one.
Ah, he wants to guarantee the kill as well. Go ahead, 2s. Right, now I'm gone. I need 3 6s on 5 dice. So we'll put in a different colour for the halberd. I'll roll 4 regulars. So drop dice. Okay, so here it comes. Ooh, now I'm gone. It's okay, I've died. All right, so they've popped each other here. They've cancelled each other out. Both dreadnoughts gone. Classic stuff. Well done to both sides. And you hear little cheers. You can imagine the go, 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 yeah. They cheer, and then it dies. Like, it's a little crowd across here watching the whole spectacle take place. But the Grots, going by the last game, they'll be glad to see that Dreadnought removed from play because it caused them a lot of trouble. Or one of the Dreadnoughts did in the previous game. But I'll remove him from play. Good work for the Death Dread, just over 100 points. He plunged in and managed to take out a target, so good work from him. Okay, so we'll move on to the next combat. Now, do you want to interrupt play? You've got 2 CP left here for the Blood Angels. Yeah, okay, so no CP to be spent here. Mike's going to cling on to those last 2 command points. So 6 attacks. It's a Warg, so it gets 7. Hitting on 2s because we've got a Death Roller. And 6 is pop. It looks terrible, but it's 2s to hit, thankfully. And we popped an extra hit as well for Goths. And then 3s to wound. Alright, so it's not too bad. It's Armour of Contempt will help. There's 5 that have made it through. It's only AP minus 2. So AP minus 1. So 5 saves of 4 plus. 5 saves of 4 plus. Could survive. Roll well enough. Dreadnought will live. And have rolled excellently. Only 1's made it through. So dropping down to 3 wounds left, but the Dreadnought's not died yet. So I've just pushed in a few inches, or just about half an inch there. I wasn't quite in base contact as consolidation finished. I was expecting to destroy that target, but we haven't. Mike's preparing to respond. He'll be in a damage bracket, but a chance at least to swing against the battle wagon. So it still gets 5 attacks. In a lower bracket though, so hitting on 5s. A chance for a bit of revenge, and yes, it could be. 3 have made it through. Good dice rolling here. 2's to wound, because the Invicta Fist. 2 make it through. And I'll use my 5+ invulnerable save for the Fortress. We'll go Patronic. Dylan Moore. I want to keep this damage away from this thing. blocked. And Travis and Jen, blocked. 6 damage, blocked by the fortress. Okay, so we hold the centre, but the combat continues there with the Invicta Tactical Warsuit. Overall, from the Orks, not too bad. And just look at the situation at this point in time, at least 1, 2, 3 primary objectives being held by the Orks. It is quite a strong position at this stage, and they have drained some of the Blood Angels' ground forces units on the table as well. So strong enough for the Orks. I think the signal's been made now to bring in the reserves. Surely they must arrive. That's a decision, not an easy one here for Blood Angels as we go into the second turn. Any morale to resolve? I don't think so. We'll calculate any points picked up by the Orks at this stage. Yeah, so some points picked up here as we control the centre of the board. So 2 points picked up for that as per the mission, and then 3 points picked up for assassination. Who took out one of the dreadnoughts. So 5 points to 1. Very early stages though. I really can only assess this battle once the Blood Angels Deep Strike Assault arrives. Where will they arrive? Where would you bring them down? Is a question to the viewers. Here. Over here. Over here. Who knows? Mike knows, don't you, Mike? Or do you? He's perhaps still thinking about it. We'll go on to turn 2. Crucial turn now for the Blood Angels as they respond to this Orc surge moving across the board. Surely they must arrive. We'll go on to turn 2 now for the Space Marines. So we're on turn 2 for the Blood Angels. This is very tough indeed. Where to land with the assault force is the question. Points picked up, 4 points picked up holding on to the home objective. From last turn, extra point picked up for Oath of Moment for not failing morale test. Point picked up for that. Mike's done some movement here for the ground forces, so Nakman data being performed across here, that's going to bring some points in at the end of the game. And the other squad across the other side, point paid Guerrilla Tactics, I think it's called, they've been removed from play and can re-emerge next turn. Probably in one of these corners to achieve the third retrieve Nakman data. So there's lots of things at play here. There's where to land and where to inflict damage. It's the need to go after the characters for assassination. The need to clear objective markers to stop the Orcs picking up points and for the Blood Angels to start picking up points of their own. And then to coordinate the assault with the units that are currently on the table as well. So that's a bit of a headache here for the Blood Angels. If it's well timed and strikes well, it will inflict nasty damage here against the Orcs, but whichever way it goes, there will be the inevitable counter strike here from the Orcs. So Mike's not just thinking about this turn, but it's the turn ahead, and the Ork response that needs to be considered as well, plus the overall game plan as far as picking up points is concerned. So pressure here, high pressure in this league battle, which is kind of what we like to have for these more competitive type games here, with a crown to be achieved by one faction or the other. Orks with ambitions, feel the momentum's with them, but that can all be stopped quite suddenly by a devastating Blood Angels deep strike attack. Alright, so movement's done. Mike has a plan. So Nakman data being performed across here. Dreadnought remaining close combat just for over the moment. 6-inch move by this Librarian Dreadnought. Perhaps a lot hinging on him. This is Remus here. The intent, I think, is to jump 12 if this goes ahead and it's not denied. If he then makes it over there, there is quite a straightforward charge. Relatively low requirement to get to the weird boy, so to try and take him out. That would be an assassination. It would stop him from harvesting psychic interrogation as well. So remaining here, there is firepower available, options for these, so they're sat where they are, holding home objective, and then the main deep strike assault has arrived. Everything's turned up across here. So Chaplain, Captain, Sanguinary Guard, Plasma Inceptors to get the reroll ones from the Captain, and the Terminators have turned up just here. So this is where the Blood Angels assaults are going to come in against the Orks. We'll go on to Psychic phase next. Alright. Do it.
Quickening first.
Quickening. We'll let you have that one. I'm not going to try and stop it. So you can roll up freely for this one. That goes off on a 9. Okay, so Dreadnought's psyched up.
Wings.
Wings of Sanguinius. Innards on standby. Goes off on an 8. Right, respectable enough. It will go ahead. The Dreadnought will fly unless we can stop it. So innards to save your own skin. We shall roll up. Any Ork players left? No. So we shall turn to the Tyler Summers here, a Xenos player. Not blocked. Scored a miserable 3. And I've got 2 CP left for the interrupt play. And other things required. 9 is a 5, 6, 7, 8, needing a 9. You will do. We'll come on, reroll. Because I don't think interrupts are going to help me anywhere, so we'll go for the command reroll. Oh, terrible. What a disastrous weird boy he is. He deserves everything he gets. So you can now move 12 inches. Okay, Remus, he makes it to there. You can imagine the Orks inside the transport just watching this floating Dreadnought move across the top. A good move from them, and now a possible charge if Mike can make his dice roll on the charge. +1 though for the Dreadnought for being Blood Angels. Psychic phase finished.
Yeah.
Shooting phase next. Right, so Dreadnought in close combat, hitting on 6s, -1, but it can shoot at least, so 3 shots with a heavy bolter. Let's get this done first, because it's the obvious shooting to do. Then that's missed, and then 6 shots with the twin autocannon, 6s. A hit comes through, 5s to wound, strength 7, toughness 8. That does wound, and we'll try and block, which we don't, so we'll take a wound, dropping down to 13. And then the Ironhow, twin Ironhow heavy stubbers. 8 shots, needing 6s. 1, and a 6 to wound. Nope, okay. And then that's a blast for the Fragstorm grenade launcher.
Put you outside that so you can't score that.
Yeah. Mike's saying shoot at these whilst he can. If he goes after the transports, I'll just disembark out the back. Because the intent is to a little bit more of a stretch on the charge, but to blow these away with shooting, and then charge into these 2 transports here. It's about the best kind of option. It's difficult for Blood Angels because the Orks haven't come out to play yet. So you're going to knock on their door first to see if they want to come out. Okay, that's the idea. So lots of Dakar, 30 shots here from the Marines at the back, the intercessors with their auto bolt rifles against the choppers. Good time to shoot them because you're on tactical doctrine. So it will be AP -1 using Imperial Fist dice. Yeah.
Just.
Oh, using them as a top-up. They're not bad when they're used as a top-up. You can't rely on them individually, but you can use them when they're topping up other dice. It's not too bad. 3s for hits. I think they're out of range of the captain, I'd imagine, just over 6, yeah. So just straight 3s. But looking okay. Looking alright. Yep, 5s to wound. So there's a good few. AP -1.
2, 4, 6,
7.
7.
5s to stop. Just a couple. So those 3 plus that 1, it's going to kill a copter and put 2 wounds on another. So obviously I'm going to take from the front, like so, and then put 2 wounds on there. Not too bad shooting. Okay, so certainly a good contribution from them. Combi melter shot. This is from the chaplain. He's missed here. This is a shot against the copters, just as a bonus shot. It's a combi melter being fired. Okay, so firepower that remains is Sanguinary Guard and Plasma Inceptors, both of them range 18. Okay, so Sanguinary Guard are going to go into the choppers. 14 shots. Now this would be reliable firepower. These would be on 2s for being within range of the captain, and rerolling 1s being in range of the captain. This is Heirs of a Scallion. Okay. Okay. 5s to wound. There's a couple.
Just a 3.
-2 though. 6s, and other choppers are going to go down with a wound on another. It's almost destroying them entirely. This is Amy Almo's squad here. I don't have much power over them being targeted. They have been picked on heavily in this battle. Yeah. They're a dangerous unit. They're one of the more expensive units for the Orks. 250 point unit here, but it's been the target of Blood Angels firepower. Okay, next is Plasma Inceptors. So splitting between these 2 targets, 3 shots into here. There's 2 plasmas on each model, but that model can choose to split fire. So we're going to put 3 shots into here and 7 into the truck. So 3d3 shots into the copter first of all. So this is just the number of shots. 7 shots. I should be able to do it here because of the strength 8 for overcharging. It's going to ignore Ramshackle, crucially. So 3s for hits, rerolling 1s. So 4 of these shots are going to come from 1 model, just for the sake of the overheating brawl here. So that 1 needs to be rerolled. He's okay, and 3 hits have come through, and then the last model has all got his hits. Fine, okay. So 6 hits come through, 3s to wound. Goodbye. Destroyed. Well, that was cold-hearted efficiency. Target eliminated. F-copters are gone. That one's gone as well. So what remains is, we can do this one at a time. So 1d3 shots from this split firing model first of all. So he gets 2 shots. We'll do his, just get his out of the way. 1 hit comes through. And no wound. Okay, so then we've got 6 d3 shots, but we'll pair them up here because of models. That's what we should have been doing. So the first one, yeah, it's going to roll a number of shots. Oh, just do it all now. Okay, so that's the next model, and then the next one, like so. Okay, so the first one, 6 shots, 5 shots, 3s. Okay, 3s. Nice, 6 damage, nothing I can do. Next one. 4 shots, 3s. Reroll that 1. Yeesh, model slain. Okay, and 2 wounds. That's destroyed the target. I think because it's simultaneous, you've got to roll up the others. So 1 more shot, yes. Reroll that 1, don't get a 1. You're okay, alright. So target destroyed at the loss of 1 of the Plasma Inceptors. Okay. I think they cost 50 points each. I think they're roughly the equivalent of my Defcopters. Okay, target destroyed. I have 11 models inside, including the Ripper himself. So Ripper will be okay, but 2 of the Ork boys will be slain as they emerge from the burning wreck. We'll do our disembarkations now. Alright, so far so good. That's the boys emerging there, still holding on to the objective, and probably should be far enough away not to be hassled in close combat. Ripper's landed just the other side of the vehicle. It's bailing out on the right-hand side, just a little bit closer to where the action potentially will be if the Blood Angel charges go ahead. I think they're shooting for them done. Okay, here we go. This is the moment of truth here for the Blood Angels. The situation's okay. It's not ideal, but we'll roll up to see if these charges make it in. Yeah, there's a unit that's escaped the attention of the Blood Angels. Unit of bikers here. They're not going to cause much damage, but tactically could be quite useful. I've got Line Breaker to pursue, so I'm trying to sort of sneak with the bikes. Just ignore them and just leave them alone. Was the idea of them. But charges next then. Who to charge first? Chaplain usually goes last. He's the one that helps send the other units in. Plasma is too far. We're safe. Okay. So you can play it in any phase, start of any phase, but it's been played now. It gives the ability for the chaplain to activate one of the litanies, which will be the Canticle of Hate. So it's going to give them units plus 2 inches to their charge. It doesn't combine with the Blood Angels plus 1. So instead of plus 1, it's plus 2. So Terminators on a 7-inch charge. It is rerollable because of the chaplain's ability for granting reroll charges. So it's quite a strong combination. Should make the charge straightforward enough. Patronic, too late. What is it? 6 on 1. Oh, for Sanguinius. In they go. So they just about make the charge, but with that Canticle, you get an extra 3 inches to your pylons, so they will easily make it into the side of the battle wagon. All right, okay, charge has gone ahead. There is an extra 3-inch for pylon for the Terminators. Good news. Mike's sort of saying with the captain maybe to leave him where he is, just to grant the bubble. Reroll ones and to create a second stack for combats later on. It's an 8-inch charge required for the Sanguinary Guard. They're a bit further away from the vehicle, but with the plus 2, it takes it down to an 8. Scott Costello, he's a Blood Angels player.
Oh, I've missed that.
It's the right choice. 8, it's rerollable. It's not the easiest roll. 11, plus 2. 13-inch charge, a Sanguinary Guard go hurtling across the board. The Blood Angels breaking in here at this point, right onto the central objective. You've got Librarian Dreadnought, Sanguinary Guard, and then now the Terminators as well. So they are moving in fast, surrounding this battle wagon now. Dear, this is looking ugly here for the Orks. But look at it, there's bosses, big bosses in vehicles watching all of this take place. Steady, lads. Let them charge it. Oh dear. This is going to get very bloodthirsty. We're expecting a fight for the middle, and this is exactly what's happening. Okay, any other units to commit? Yeah, there's a little corridor here. The chaplain's going to have a go. So he will be a straightforward 7.
I want to keep.
Scott Costello.
Yeah.
He's got a 9 plus 2. In the chaplain goes. Will not be able to withstand all of that. This huge vehicle's about to be taken down. Okay, and the captain for backup later on, and to hang around with the plasma Inceptors. There's no room for him anyway, really. It's against the vehicle. Okay, so there's still more charges to go ahead. Right, so this charge across here, which is 7. Okay.
I'll stick with Scott again.
9. Well done. In he goes as well. This is going well for the Blood Angels, going according to plan. I'm going to have to make you let go of the Scott Costello dice. So it's a pretty good one. Yeah, charge. He's on top here because there's the fly keyword, because of the psychic powers. That's all okay. Psychic powers are just up here. So put them across there. I think Mike's intention is to take out the character and then possibly tap into the guns to cause trouble for them. It's about as good as you could get it ready for the Blood Angels here. And if enough damage is done, despite the other stuff I have getting ready to break out, if the Blood Angels can delete as a good lot of units, it could cripple the Orks here. And even if we do counter strike, it will cause tactical problems for them. Okay, so we'll go on to combats. Now, Orks can interrupt play. So we could interrupt play, but we're not going to do next to nothing across here. And across here, whichever unit Mike picks first will probably bring the vehicle down and therefore make interrupting play not possible because I'll be dead. So pick a unit to fight with Terminators or Sanguinary Guard. So, yeah, this is a 6-inch piling move being made. This is from the Canticle. And it's creating a problem because inside that battle wagon is a lot of stuff. Boys and Meganobs, 5 of them. So it's creating a problem as far as space is concerned for disembarkation. May have to use emergency disembarkation. Oh, we'll have to check the rules for that, because that could be played on 1 unit. I've got 2 units inside, so it could create a real pickle here for the Orks. So good move. Sanguinary Guard will fight. We'll see if their blades can cut through the armour. Okay, so 28 attacks for these on the charge. A base of 3 plus 1 for Space Marines on the charge here. Hitting on 3s. This move is good, but it's come at the expense of being out of range for the captain. So it'll be 3s to hit here. 28 attacks. Their strength 5s will be 5s to wound. Blood Angels will be 4s to wound. It's AP -3 once the blades go through. So it's about average hit. And then we're looking for 4s for wounds. The damage 2 will be damage 1 because of Ramshackle. So there's a lot of wounds to try and get through. 4s will do it. Okay. So we've now got 8 saves to make. So this vehicle will survive. AP -3. We'll take 5 pluses because of our 5+ invulnerable save. 3 damage. 3 damage taken in the end. Okay, just the 3 wounds coming through. Dropping down to 10 on the battle wagon. 2 CP left. Could interrupt play. What is that going to achieve? Not much. I want to kill a model or 2. I've got to think about the disembarkation issue. So we'll check that out here and make a decision what to do with the battle wagon that's currently surrounded by vengeful Blood Angels. Yeah, there's 2 possible stratagems to use. Desperate Breakout and Emergency Disembarkation. There's probably this one here I'd use. You get a 6-inch disembarkation for 1 CP. So plenty of space around to do that with the 2 units that are stuck inside. Unit 10 boys and the Meganobs. As if I interrupt, I've got 2 CP left. If I interrupt play, I'm going to try and take him out. But if I do that, I will then have no CP left. Mike will then pile in here and fight. Emergency disembarkation. I have no CP, I can't do it, and I'll start losing units. So I will not interrupt play, and Mike is free to fight with the Terminators, I'd imagine, next. See if they can smash down the door on this thing. They get their 6-inch, so it's going to be 4s. Yeah, Mike will stretch this just to get models in, and maximum number of attacks. Like so. Fine. 16 attacks. Needing 4s. There's less attacks, but solid here. Because of their strength, Ramshackle will not apply. Rerolling 1s, because Mike's kept the captain in range. It looks okay so far. That has certainly helped. The 1s, 2s and 3s are going to miss. 2s to wound. Strength 9 on the charge. Huge difference. Oh, battle wagon's in massive trouble. So in hindsight, the hammers should have gone first, but it's done now, and it's not really made any difference.
No.
So it's worked out all right. 8 by the looks of it. 5+ invulnerable save. Needs something utterly epic. Oh, there's more cheers. I heard them. There's more cheers coming up from the grots. Huzzah! We've held against the hammers. That'll be 9 damage. That'll leave us with 1 wound left. There's still the chaplain, so don't worry. They're just taking half the army to bring this thing down. I'm not going to CP reroll because there's so much more that can hurt us, and there's no point. But heroic stuff here from the battle wagon. Refuses to die. Imagine the frustration of Blood Angels here. They've hurled themselves into this thing, and still it lives. Okay, so next unit to try and take it down. The chaplain. Okay. Yeah, hold it right there. I'm going to do it just because I've got 2 CP. I've got plenty of CP for emergency disembarkation. So I'm going to command reroll this just to drive the Blood Angels bonkers because I could possibly survive this. So we'll turn to. It's all a bit strange, so we'll go to the Thousand Suns for help. The Artist Foreigner's Viege. Blocked.
Siege!
Oh dear. So we'll top ourselves up to 4 wounds left on the battle wagon, denying 3 wounds from coming through. So no pressure on the chaplain now, and because of his strength, well, we'll check. I got a feeling his total strength will be 7 maybe. Or 6 with
6.
The 6. Okay, so that's going to be damage 1. So 4 attacks need 2s. 2s. 2 have missed. Uh-oh. The pressure's going to be on the busted Dreadnought to try and get hits. A wound comes through. I will roll up a save. I'll keep these Patreons going. They're keeping the Orks alive here. Oh, you missed. Okay, or failed. So 1 wound taken, dropping down to 3. That could be. That's huge. I'll tell you why that's so important. Because of the Dreadnought being damage 3. It means you need 1 success with the Dreadnought to finally pop the vehicle. You're right. No. Yes, Mike's right. I fight first. So I've got to try and kill the Dreadnought. What a twist. We'll see what kind of attacks we get here for being in a lower bracket. Guys, painful. We're on D3 attacks. Instead of 6, because of our damage, we just get the 1 attack. There's nothing I can do. 2s, we're hoping for a 6. No, just make sure it is 2s. I believe it's always 2s to hit. Hyper skill, yeah. And you get it just adds, yeah, so that's hit. 3s to wound. It does wound. Save here 4+. Okay. Samuel Penaneri undeclared, Marcus Anthony undeclared. Samuel Penaneri here. No. 2 damage taken. How many wounds does the Dreadnought have left?
3.
Oh, it goes down to 1 wound left. Okay. So now it can make its attacks. Base of 4 or 3. Yeah, no, Mike's points out we are a bit out of sync. There's this, it's unrelated, so it doesn't matter, but that should have gone next with the Dreadnought. We'll resolve that in just a moment. We'll stick with this here.
Obvious.
Okay, needing 5s.
Yep.
2, well done. Well done, it's all over now. Didn't charge though, 3s to wound.
3s, yeah.
Okay. 5+ invulnerable save. We'll go to Marcus Anthony here. Oh no! Okay. Okay, can't come on, reroll. So we'll see if we detonate. And I wouldn't mind if we do. Oh, you're okay. You're right, because that would have taken the Dreadnought out. So I was looking at this, Kareen. 1 or 2 CP. I can't use it. Use a stratagem in any phase. An Orcs vehicle model from your army that is not within engagement range. Am I in engagement range? Yeah. Of any enemy models is destroyed and explode. Oh, and explodes. Right, so you have to roll up to explode anyway. The model can make a normal move up to 6 inches. You plough into something as you detonate. So, no, we've had the explosion there. It's AdMech get an auto explode, which is useful enough, but it's not for the Orcs. Okay, so we're destroyed. We haven't exploded, and we'll figure out the models that disembark. Okay, a few little quirks going on here. So we've used the last CP for emergency disembarkation, but the Meganobs across here, so they're now in quite a good place to strike. The boys we've placed here, and have now, with objectives secured, have claimed the central objective. Dreadnoughts pushed up 3 for consolidation. That marks the combat here. Blood Angels, they have landed themselves very nicely in the centre of the board. Orcs contesting, though, at this stage. We'll go on to this combat here against the Weird Boy. He should go... He should be. We're going to roll around, yes. Just rolling around here. The intent's to tap into these. So 1 dice for the halberd, and then 4 base, extra 1 for Space Marines on the charge, plus the D3.
Oh, yeah, D3.
Number 2. Nice and reliable so far in the game. Yeah, okay. It's not going to use a patch on here, but just a different dice to mark out the Force halberd. So hitting on 3s. This should be a very swift and humane killing here of the Weird Boy. 2s. Goodbye. He's gone. Took about 20 wounds. So that's the end of him. Okay. So simple task for his battle here, but failed a recycling interrogation and then was diced to pieces by the librarian dreadnought. All happened very quickly indeed. So I take it your consolidation in this direction. Tap out the guns. So we'll fight here. He's tapped into the guns. In on 5s. Only on 6s probably. Chewing on cables like little squirrels. I was going to check the strength. Yeah, strength 2. That's toughness 7. You better save these. Failed 1. Oh dear. Wound from a grot. Happens to us all. So Remus takes a nip from a scratching git. Okay, end of... strange game this one. End of combats, I believe.
Yes.
Yes, okay, so a standoff occurs here. Poised to look at the bloodbath here going on. Units mixing across the board. Orc units all over the place. Blood Angels smashing through the centre. A rampaging Dreadnought causing havoc after having slain the Weird Boy. So we've got a good debut here for the league. A good game to kick off proceedings. End of turn, we'll calculate points. Both sides are in it now, damage being inflicted by the Blood Angels. Orcs do have the advantage of a turn in hand. They have preserved some of their harder hitting close combat units. There's 2 Orc war bosses poised and ready to strike. Targets are available for them, so it will be the Orc counter-attack, the counter-punch from them that may well be the deciding factor from this game. If it goes well, it could hurt or cripple the Blood Angels, and if the Blood Angels are able to withstand the assault, the Orcs could be hacked down in return. We'll calculate points at this stage, end of turn 2 for the Blood Angels. So the new format for the league with points. Points is everything here. So even whichever side loses, it's highly unlikely it's going to be a draw. Whichever side loses, a good tally on points will be most helpful. 16 points to the Blood Angels now. 4 points for primaries. There could be something else. Yes, I think you're going to pick up 2 more points because you killed stuff in the centre of the table. Yeah, so we'll check that. So it could be 18 points. It's Oath of Moments, centre of the board, not falling back, destroying a vehicle. It's picked up some more points coming through. It's the 4 points to Nakmund as well as 2 Nakmund data has been achieved, so points for that as well. And the assassination we've seen across here. 16 points, 18 points to 5. Yeah, Mike destroyed a unit that was in 6 inches of the centre of the table, which was the battle wagon. So that was achieved. 18 points to 5 at this stage. We're going to turn 2. Mike's saying Blood Angels have done okay. Points have come in from different places. But the Orcs, we do control this. We've got a model count, yes. Troops choice across here. We hold this one. We're about to pick up 12 points here for the Orcs to start off for them. So they'll bounce back. We'll go on to turn 2 for them next. I think we're about to unleash the double war boss. Pronged attack. So we're on turn 2 for the Orcs. Look at the board. It's flooded with models. This is a pretty dense fight here. But this will start to thin out quite soon, I'd imagine, on this turn and the next. So for the Orcs, 12 points picked up for primaries. That's a real boost for them. Controlling this objective. With the boys, they're controlling that central objective, and then this one was held by us as well. Damage has been heavy for the Orcs. Deathcopter's gone, Death Dread gone, Battle Wagon gone, Weird Boy destroyed. So it's heavy armoured and hard-hitting units destroyed here. So Blood Angels have caused damage. But the Orcs, this is their turn in hand here to try and strike back. So backing out of combat here, disembarking with an Orc Boy squad to counter this Dreadnought. We're not going to rely just on a grot unit here to try and gun it down. Empty transports reversed and backed up onto the objective on this flank, nice and quiet across that side. Disembarkation with Grog Dewoper moving in here to take on his feathered friends. Boy's just shifting out of his way. Gut Rippers moved across as well. So it looks like both Orc bosses are going to fight for the centre. The Meganobs have pushed forwards, but I think their intent, I reckon I'm going to try and go after the Terminators. Then the Big Mech in Mega Armor's disembarked from the transport here. The wrong unit disembarked earlier on. It's meant to be the Knobs that disembarked and not the boys. It was the wrong transport. So we rolled up for models being slain, and we lost one of the Knobs and placed it back on the table. They've then since moved off 5 inches. The boys that should have been inside here have disembarked 3 and moved 5. The empty truck now on the objective. Ork transports, what's left of them, are all empty now. Everything the Orks have is on the board. Across the other side, the bikers shifted through nice and quick from then to just the other side of the rocks, and the Storm Boys are deep striked in. That's 2 units inside the deployment zone for Blood Angels to help the Orks pick up points for Line Breaker. No psychic phase. Shooting phase next. So we'll start with the obvious shooting. Custom Mega Blasters or cannons into this Dreadnought here. They're very hit or miss. They were celebrating last time. We'll see what the Grots do this time. We'll go to Martin, aka Vagabond, for number of shots. Okay, the average this time, 3 shots. Needing 4s. 1 hit comes through. 1 wound comes through. 5 to block. There's 1 Patreon left if you want to use him. It's Drew Gums. He's a Cadian player and Tempestus Scions. But oh no. D6 damage. 2 -1. 1 wound taken. Dropping down to 6 wounds left on the Dreadnought. Number of shots. We're down to the old Xenos dice now. 3 again average. Come on, Grotties. It's funny how the target's right next to them and the firepower's not as good. Okay, it's 3 hits. 2 wounds. 5 pluses. This is huge. This is big. It's denied 1. D6 damage. It's 1. Dropping down to 5 wounds left. I could see CP reroll the damage. I've got 1 CP left, but I think I need that for a rerollable charge across here. So we'll hold here with the with the Dreadnought. Gosh, okay. No, there's nothing we can do. Yeah, we'll leave it. I have to declare I'm going to leave it, right? I'm just going to roll to see what I got. That's okay. That's all right. Okay. So press on more shooting. I think sluggers and choppers, or sluggers to shoot into the Dreadnought. So firing across here. Needing 5s. Needing 5s. 2 wounds come through. Saves on 3+. Oh no, 1 and 2. Oh no, dropping down to 3 wounds left. That'll help the Orks out for combat. Grog Dewoper. He'll dacker some dacker into there. 4s for the Grot Gunner. 5s to wound. Nothing from him. Yeah, there's a truck across there in the shorter range. He gets a hit and no wound. There's another truck across here. I'll do the same. Nothing from him. We'll go here. 1 shot into the Dreadnought, 1 pistol's out of range of hit. That hits. Doesn't wound though. And then the other shots going into the Librarian. 1 hit. No wound. Okay, so 3 wounds left on him. Maybe destroyable with the boys. Remember, Armour of Contentment will help the Dreadnought out. That will negate our -1s for our choppers. More small arms firepower. We've resolved all of this across here, so we've got firepower up here next. Across the other side, the bikers just going into the Plasma Inceptors. Needing 5s and 6s. Tons and tons of shots they get. And we're looking at a very good average here. Yeah, well, yeah, it's alright. It's not a bit above average. 4s to wound because their toughness 5. I'm actually going to ask them to make a lot of saves here. 9. 9 have made it through. No minuses going on, but lots of saves required.
9.
Pass them all, except 2. 2 wounds taken. 3 wound models, so 2 wounds. Alright, so 26 shots. This is custom shooters going into that Dreadnought. We're just hunting for the last wound here. Some of them in the closer range dacker of 6 shots each. So 5s and 6s. You'd think we should be able to do it, but we'll try and wound here on 5s. 3 saves of 3+ to make. So on average should fail 1, but we know for the Emperor double 6 and a 5. Dreadnought stands strong. Oh boy. Boys into the Terminators. 2 hits. It's just slugger shots. A wound comes through. 2 up save. No problem. Okay. Ripper and his rocket will go into there. So he hasn't advanced. D3 number of shots. Aha! Just get a 6. Ah, missed. Yes, 5 to hit, -1 because it's a heavy weapon now for rockets. So missed with the Ripper. Right, Big Mech in Mega Armor. It's going to fire into the captain. So he's got the teleport blast and he's also got the dead shiny shooter. So we'll see what we can do. It's going to be quite difficult, but you never know. D6 number of shots with the teleport blaster. It's 5. Do you sense something, Mike? 4s for hits. No, you're okay. It's going to be 2 for wounds, strength 8. Yeah. Okay. Okay, we'll move on to the dead shiny shooter next. There's 14 shots for this dead shiny thing. If we get our hits, 4s. Well, yeah, we've just caked him in shiny shooter shots. 3s to wound. Oh, could have been. That was a 5. That could have been quite good. AP -1, +1 for the shield. So 3s. 4 saves need 3s. So you can reroll one of those if you so wish. For the ability. You reroll that. Yeah, stop it. Damage 2. Oh, it makes it through. Okay, so 2 wounds taken on the captain. Quite significant actually against him. But that's not going to be too much of a problem. Okay, I think firepower is complete here for the Orks. They've done okay. It's close combats where this is going to be decided. So we'll go on to charges next. Lots and lots of charges for the Orks. Alright, so 8 charges were planned and 8 charges have gone ahead. I'd said earlier on saving a CP for a reroll charge, but here we go for the Orks. They reroll their charges anyway, which was required once across here. The boys squad charging. No, it was the knobs, regular knobs charging in. Fouled the charge, rerolled with. Here we go, and made it in. Boys made their charge. The bikers have made their charge as well. The captain could intervene across here, but Mike's saying no. He wants him free to move and charge potentially next turn. Grog's gone in. The boys have gone in against the Dreadnought and the Sanguinary Guard. The Ripper went here across against the Chaplain. He's charged in against him. The Meganobs have gone in against the Terminators. The Big Mech in Mega Armor has gone in against the Sanguinary Guard as well. And the boys, a 10-inch charge from them, so they've swamped the Dreadnought. This is a dangerous point in the game for the Orks because as Mike has 1 CP left, so no interrupt play available. The Orks are free to fight with 8 of their units before the Blood Angels get a chance to strike back. So we'll start with this combat here. We're sensing that both armies are powerful, but the Orks have the momentum at the moment. So we'll roll up. This is the regular boys' attacks need 3s. They're goths, aren't they? So 6s are going to pop extra hits on top of already what's been rolled. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 extra hits come through. Like so. We're AP -1 now, but that's negated with Armour of Contempt, so it will be 3s for armour saves here. 5s to save. I've got to finish. It's going to be too much for this Dreadnought to deal with. It's not too effective at the moment. No, not that great. Okay, so 5s and 6s. 7. There's a big chopper to come as well. 7, yeah. 3 pluses. Block them all except 1. Dreadnought lives on 2 wounds left. Well done. Good. Really, really good dice rolling here to keep this Dreadnought in the fight. It is bogged down, but it's better to keep it alive. Knob then, 3 attacks. Yeah, the reason why I got so many attacks was the Warg. Turn 2 of the Warg, you get an extra attack still. So it's base of 2, plus 1 attack for the chopper, and then an extra attack for Warg. So 3 attacks base for the knob, extra on for the Warg still being in action. 6s would be great. No, just the 2 hits come through. 3s to wound, I believe. All 4s, but it doesn't matter. It's those 2 have come through. Damage 2 becomes damage 1. AP -1 becomes AP 0. So 2 3-ups. Pass both and you'll live. 6 and 6. Dreadnought lives. Oh dear. Solid as a rock, it will not die. We've surrounded it with boys who are semi-protecting the guns. We'll go on to the next combat. Right, next, we'll leave Grog for now. I want to see what we can do with the Ork boys. So we'll leave them where they are. This is the number of attacks. 5 boys going into the Dreadnought. We'll do that first. We'll do that. No, we'll do that in a moment, just in case it blows up. So we'll go for 1 Ork boy and the knob going into the Sanguinary Guard. Hitting on 2s. Sitting on 2s because of the War Boss nearby. That's the knob with those 3 extra hits coming through. We'll now try and wound. Here, we could be on 2s, potentially. So there's those to resolve first of all at strength 5, even -1, armor of contempt, so 2s to block. No problem. Okay, so that's the regular chopper attacks. Those will fail, and we're just going to look to see what the total strength is for a knob with a big chopper. I think he's going to be strength 8. Yes, it is strength 8 because of Goths. +1 strength on the charge. So strength 5 for a knob, +2 strength for a big chopper, and then +1 strength. So we're looking at 5 have made it through. -1, then +1. So 2s. Damage 2 though, if any of these make it through. And none have. The armor holds again. Here, Armour of Contempt certainly helping out. It's making a big difference in all the Space Marine games, and it's helping the Sanguinary Guards stay on their feet. So then we'll do the 20 attacks into the Dreadnought. Again, Armour of Contempt will help. 2s for hits. Add in an extra 4 for Guffs. 5s for wounds. Surely now we've done enough. God, look at that. Hacking away at the Dreadnought, determined to bring it down. 11 saves to make. This should be the end of the Dreadnought.
3 ops?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only failed 3. It's a valiant attempt to keep that thing alive. Just the 1 wound left. Mike can roll to see if it blows up. Probably doesn't want it to detonate, which it has. It's gonna go. She's blown up. Yeah, there's a lot of wounds about to come through here against a variety of targets, friend and foe. So Meganobs. 5s is good. 2 mortal wounds taken, so we'll just add that on to Killsword Kyle. The Ripper's out of range. The Terminators. Dead Terminator, roll a 6. Ouch, one of them's going to go. The Chaplain. 2 wounds taken on him. Ouch. Okay, Sanguinary Guard. 3 mortal wounds on them, so 1 model slain and a wound on another. Okay, Grog Dewoper is in range. Oh, how you'd like to roll high for this one. Just the 1. Okay, 1 wound taken on him. And then the Orc Boys that actually detonated the vehicle. It's a... Oh, maxed out. Nice. 3 wounds taken on them. So, Dreadnought removed from play, but not before detonating and causing damage here. Models being slain, damage on both sides. This is a real smash up here in the centre of the board. Very intense fight for the middle of the table. Phoenix Lord's involved here, just to point them out. Chris Comiskey fighting here. Ben Shaw across on the other side on the Terminators. He's up against Lucas Brown with the Meganobs. Chef's stuck in the fight here against a variety of Orc units. We'll press on. The next combat here, I think we'll go with Grog Dewoper. 5 attacks base, 1 on the charge, 6 attacks. 6s are great. He's kind of done it again, hitting on 2s. There's an extra 2 hits coming through. Okay, D3 mortal wounds have caused 2 mortal wounds coming through. That's his shoulder barge, crush and armor charge. Those 2 have missed because it's -1 to hit Sanguinary Guard. So it's actually 5 hits have come through. 2s to wound. Okay. Yeah, because he's strength 10. On the charge. So he's -3, so that'll help bypass some of the Armour of Contempt. So 5 saves of 4+ for the Sanguinary Guard. Blocked 2. 3 casualties caused. It's nasty stuff. The one with the mortal wound will go. And then 2 others. Whoppers helping to break through here. Is painful stuff, but he whops away, but he may well be up against 2 Sanguinary Guardsmen remain, and Mike's leaving them on the Whopper, so the intent is to go after him. So next we'll go for Gut Ripper. His only target is the Chaplain, so we're going to go after him. It's assassination time. Hitting on 2s. No 6s achieved. Just put that to the side for his brutal but cunning warlord trait. Trying to wound on 2s. We'll put that to the side for his warlord trait. And there's 4 saves to make here. Invulnerable saves of 4+. Here for this chaplain. Just stay on the field. No. Yes, not by this. Damage 9, I think is. He's gone. Hacked down swiftly by the Ripper. Competing with Grog. Okay, and we'll leave him exactly where he is. We'll just leave him just there, and then we'll fight with the Meganobs next. Alright, next, Meganobs. We'll just tuck them in a little bit, but their sole target is those Terminators. There is a CP to give them +1 damage to make them damage 3, but we don't have enough CP, so we'll try and hit here on 3s because the Ripper's given them +1. 6s are good. Hitting on 3s has made all the difference here. We'll add in an extra 2 hits. Again, these will be wounding on 2s. And this may be enough just to overwhelm the Terminators here. So 5, 10, 15 saves to make here of 4+ invulnerable. 2 up, 3 up, 4 up, 5 up, and then +1 for the armor save is 4 up, or taking in 1 save of 4+. Yeah, it's 4 pluses. Yeah, because armor of contempt is not in addition to the rules for the, yeah, so 4s will do. Damage 2 each time. There's plenty of passed, but plenty of failed. You can pair them up.
3.
Yeah, it's gonna go. I think they're gonna go. Yeah, just pairing them up. That's it. They're gone. That's Ben Shaw's squad removed. Meganobs have broken in and taken down the Terminators. That is a death blow here for the Blood Angels. One of the solid units that's meant to withstand a counterattack. But they've been hit by a full squad of Meganobs with Gut Ripper support, and they've managed to overwhelm their target, bringing them down. Ouch. Okay, so we'll move on to the next close combat across the other side here against the Plasma Inceptors. Different game. The previous battle was the Blood Angels assault was the one where the Orks just had to sit back and watch the slaughter take place. So the Blood Angels attack dealt out a deadly crippling blow to the Orks, which they never recovered from. But it swung around in a different direction in this particular fight here. We'll go over to the other side. So we'll fight with the Knobs first of all. So they're 3 attack space. They're all armed with big choppers. There's 4 of them left. Then we'll give them an extra attack for the Warg, which continues. These will hit on 3s. 6s are good. So they're sensing something. Their blood's up here. 4 extra hits come through for being Goths. They'll wound on 3s though against your toughness 5. So some will fail. The AP -1 for big choppers will be negated. So it's down to a 3 up armor save. But it's on 10 dice and it's damage 2 each time. Okay, cheap unit they are. 105 points, I believe, for those knobs. They can strike quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah, 10 saves are 3+. And again, it's a noble dice rolling here. Fantastic roll. Just the... Okay, so that's going to be... The wounded one will go, and then 2 wounds on another. Yeah. Yeah, I can see it. But just Mike's saying turn 1... was one of the deciding factors here with the Blood Angels forced to come forwards to some degree because of the whole mission. They couldn't just hide and hold back, but coming forwards it gave the Orks more of a grip on them going forward. So tough. Not always, turn 1's not always desirable. So this is regular choppers here from the Bikers, which are now attacking. So they'll be hitting on 3s with no 6s. So there is 1 6, isn't it? Goths on the charge, forced to wound. 3 saves to make, -1, then +1 for armor contempt. So 3 saves of 3+. No, 3 wounds taken. Yeah. So model slain and 2 wounds onto the next one. We'll then go for Power Claw. 6s will be good. Hit on 4s. Extra hit coming through. 2s to wound because it's a knob ×2 on his strength. So those are all wounded. Saves of 4+, 3 dice. No, that's damage 2, takes out 1, and then 2 wounds on the last model. Okay, not all the boys are going to get to fight here. They'll move across. So we'll go for the knob. We'll do that one. Big chopper. 6 pops an extra hit. 3s to wound. 2 more saves of 3+. This will finish the squad off. Yeah, gone. Okay, finally with a good number of targets, or good number of units charging in, it's managed to destroy the plasma Inceptors. Okay, Orks on the rampage here for sure. I think that's combat's resolved. So, what's left of the Blood Angels? 1 Dreadnought here, 2 Sanguinary Guardsmen. Everything else the Orks have touched, they've destroyed here. It's been an absolute blast from them. We'll go on to which combat here? It's Grog or the Dreadnought?
I'll go with the Dreadnought.
Dreadnought next. Okay, so 4 attack space. It's been charged for Space Marines. The power still continues. D3, an extra 1, and the halberd.
Yeah.
So it's going to be Ork Kebabs, 3s. Okay, and then 2s to kill. 3 dead. Okay, 3 Ork boys. 1, 2, 3. Okay, then a chance at some kind of revenge here. 8 attacks on these Sanguinary Guardsmen to try and bring down Grog Dewoper. Here it comes. 3s. They lay down their swords here, accepting their fate. You can always sense it. The Eldar are crying. It's... I hate to say this, but I think they've all failed because of the toughness of this brute beast. His toughness 6, and just Blood Angels.
Mm-hmm.
So
2.
yeah,
Oh, no.
swords are +1. So your strength 5, 5s to wound becomes 4s to wound,
4 to
and Arda's Nails becomes 5s to wound, -1 to the wound rolls. Eesh, so nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, and that's the end of that. Turn finishes here. We will calculate points. Bit of morale to resolve here, but Orks have smashed their way through this Blood Angels force. Okay, so combat's resolved. Turn comes to an end. Points have come in for the Orks. 12 points for primaries. 2 more points for destroying units in the centre of the table. We also picked up points for assassination, for bringing down the chaplain. 3 points for that. And 4 points for behind enemy lines with the bikers, and then with the storm boys as well. So Orks have brought points in quite nicely, and they are going to have victory here in this game. So now it kind of switches over to Blood Angels need to try and rake in as many points as they can, as this is a league battle. Yeah, 18 points still to the Blood Angels. No over moment was picked up because Sanguinary Guard failed morale there in the centre. 1 model slain. 1 model does remain defiant against Grog Dewoper. So total points at this stage is 26 points to 18. Orks not ahead by much, but they have this battle here. The Blood Angels are exhausted as far as resources are concerned. So now we're switching over to trying to rake in points here in preparation for the next Blood Angels battle. And Orks, on a low point score at this stage, really need to try and rake in points as well in preparation for the next battle, because a win here is no guarantee of going through in the league, and a loss for the Blood Angels is no guarantee of them being knocked out either. They could bounce back strongly in the next battle. So that's resolved as Phoenix Lord's still standing on the table. Chris Comiskey right in the centre of the table on that central objective, fighting against the lone chef now from that squad across there. Lucas Brown with the Meganobs in very healthy condition, and then Michael Fryer still alive. Damage taken, but Lazarus remains. Looking about him, seeing the Orks just stampeding across his force here. The captain remains, though. We'll see where he decides to go. It will be the pursuit of victory points. I can see one. I can see a real point harvest for him. A double character slam attack across there would rake in 7 points. So there's opportunity for points. So we'll press on. We'll go on to Blood Angels turn 3. The battle is lost, but the war still rages for the Blood Angels. Okay, so turn 3 for the Blood Angels. Assault Doctrine kicks in, but it is too late here. Dreadnought carries on. fighting across here. Marines have picked up 4 points of primaries. They're going to round the corner and shoot at the Orc boys to gun them down. It's the double assault going to take place. The captain's going to go in against multiple targets, try and bring down characters across there. Achieve or retrieve Nachman data. So these have just turned up on this table quarter and will perform the action. Then Mike's spending a CP to remove those from play, and then it's just this table quarter to pick up points. So Blood Angels in a rush here. It's a race against time with a different priority and a different target. That is to bring in as many victory points as possible to help the Blood Angels in their second game. So, Psychic phase next. Smite, I take it, against these Orc boys.
Yeah.
Here it comes. Failed.
Do the quickening.
Quickening, yeah. Second psychic power. Failed. No, he's too busy fighting against Orc boys clambering all over this dreadnought. Psychic phase finished. Shooting phase next. Fours for a hit. This is a melter gun in the face of one of the boys. Hits. 2s to kill him. Or 3s actually for boys. Okay, one model slain. Okay. Crack grenade going into the Ripper. No wound. Okay, that's from the captain. And then we've got 30 shots coming from the Primaris Marines going into these boys to try and take them down. Okay. So it's the whole squad going against them. We are toughness 5, so it'll be 5s to wound. So Mike's going to use the whole squad here. 3s. This will count towards your destroying unit within 6 of the centre. Right, got it. Okay, I can see what he's doing. Yeah, looking good. And then 5s to get the wounds. No AP minus, but we've only got t-shirts, so should be alright. Okay. There's a remote chance we might block this as 6, 7, 8. Block 2, not enough though, squad destroyed. That's it, shooting phase finished. We'll go on to close combat. Charges then. So the captain going in against, he has to go in against the Meganobs, Ripper, and the Big Mech and Mega Armor in order to get through to the Ripper. So we'll just roll the charge just for... Okay, he gets reroll charges, but he's made it 7-inch charge plus 1, so 8 inches, and he goes, you can just tuck in there. What a way to finish. Captain Lazarus to single-handedly plunge in against these Orc characters and Meganobs. Okay, in which case you're down to close combat, which will be Captain Lazarus Dawnhammer to fight. So he could go for the double character kill to max out victory points. Or he could try and just make a good job on one of the characters to pick up 3 points for the Big Mech or 4 points for the Warlord, the Ripper. Or maybe work out how many attacks he gets.
Yeah, I'm trying to do math.
So he gets 4.
Mm-hmm.
He's charged. So he gets the Imperium Sword, which is an extra attack. His Blood Angels on turn 3, so he gets an extra attack for eternal echoes of something. And then he also gets another attack for Space Marines on the charge. So 4. 4 for Space Marines, 1 for Blood Angels, 1 for Imperium Sword, 1 for the Savage Echoes. Yeah, 7. 7 attacks. These will be swinging on 2s. You can reroll one of the hit rolls. You can reroll one of the wound rolls. And
damage 3, isn't it?
Damage 3 each time, yeah. Ripper has a 5+ invulnerable save. Just a 2-up save on the Big Mech. So it'll be 2-up. -2 or 3 or 4 with the Hammer of Bale.
Who's your Warlord?
It is Ripper. I'll check the wounds for you as well. It's 6 wounds, so 2 successes against the Ripper. I've got no kind of feel no pains. And the Big Mech in Mega Armor is a 6 wound model as well. So 2 successes against each would do it. That's very painful decisions.
I want your Warlord dead, so we'll put 5 on him.
Fair enough. Okay. Right, so 5 attacks against the Ripper. 2s to hit, you can reroll one of those dice. The Parting Gesture from Lazarus Dawnhammer. 4 out of 5 hits. Are you going to reroll that hit roll?
Yep.
It's missed. Oh. 2s to wound. They were wounded. Well done. You've done your bit. That's it. It's now down to 5+ invulnerable save. I need to pass 3 out of 4 of these to live. Sorry. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. Oh, no damage from explosions. He was too far away. 3 wounds taken on the Ripper. He lives. That's a defiance from him. 2s to hit here. You've got to hit with both to get this. Yes, you have. Well done. And then 2s to wound. You can reroll that 1 for his Warlord trait. Got him. I need to pass a single dice here, needing a 6 to stop this character from being slain. He's gone. 6 wounds taken. Target destroyed. So 3 points will come through for that one, but Ripper, against the odds, has survived. You did say originally, is take out the Warlord. It should have, statistically, long gone, but yes, the orange dice need to be added to any calculation. Okay, next is choose a combat, so I'm going to take the Grog here. So base of 5 attacks, that's all he gets. Now the Warg is over. Looking for 3s because of Sanguinary Guard, but adding a dice back in for Goffs. 2s to wound. 3 come through. 3 saves of 4+. And it's the end. No, it's not. It's passed. He holds. Okay, well, you can strike back with him.
Nope.
Oh, across here, of course. Right, yes, definitely. Okay, so 4 attacks base for the Dreadnought. It's an ongoing combat. D3 extra attacks for the Quickening.
Didn't go off.
No, I didn't go off. Right, base of 4 then, that's it. Yeah. Sorry, yeah, right, gotcha. Yes, a base of 4. So it's me calling that wrong. So 4 black dice and then 1 extra dice for the halberd. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly right. 3s to skewer orcs. A couple of missed. 2s to kill them. 2 make it through. Okay, so 2 orc boys slain. So we'll take away them. We'll leave him there. They're acting as a bit of a green barrier here. We'll push up our damage to 3 casualties taken. Okay, so we'll... Doesn't really make any difference now. We'll fight back with the boys across here. So the knob. Crazy. 2 extra hits. 4s to wound. 1 wound comes through. Passed. Okay, and then boys. 3 of them left. So it's going to be 9 attacks now. They haven't charged. There's no Warg anymore. So looking for 3s. Add an extra 1 in. Yeah. 3 saves of 3+. Should be okay. No. Does he blow up? There's no CP reroll available. No detonation. Dreadnought gone. An assassination here for the Orks. So we're working on Mike's hatred for Orks. It's going well. It's going well in that regard. It bodes well for future games. So building up a hatred for Orks, which will add some nice flavour for future battles. We'll go to the Sanguinary Guardsman. Okay, so he can swing with 3 attacks. We'll just check Savage Echoes. I think you only get it on the charge, but we'll just better check that to make sure we got it right. Yeah, it's based on the charge. If you charge, whilst charged, perform heroic intervention, you get it on top of your space for an extra attack, so no. So base of 3 attacks, that's it. Hitting on 2s though, because Lazarus is there. And rerolling 1s because Lazarus is there. He's really helping. Oh yeah. Okay, 2 come through. And then it's going to be, oh no. Strength 5. 5s to wound. Haven't charged. Hard as nails. 6s. Got him. Oh boy, 4+ invulnerable save for the crushing armor. What do you think it is?
6.
4. Blocked. Okay. Sometimes you just sense what the dice is going to be. Okay, so that's it. No, fighting back with a Ripper. Okay. Against the captain. You get your reroll of save because we've moved on to a different turn. But 5 attacks base for the Ripper. I think that's it. We'll hit with 2 bonuses. That's why I take Goths. It really helps. 2s to wound. Okay, so 6 invuln saves to make of 4+. Yeah, 111. Lazarus goes. He's gone. And that's the end of combats here. Yeah, it's Phoenix Lord Michael Fryer removed from play. Almost an epic deed for him. That jump across there, if both characters had been taken out, that would have been epic enough. But not so. Orc characters, or at least the Ripper, defiant there to block that epic deed from coming through. Combats resolved across the board. A little bit of morale, and then we'll calculate points. Okay, so points coming in. Blood Angels have kept points flowing in here. So 4 points for primaries, 2 points for killing stuff in the centre of the table. Oath of Moment brought in, it will bring in total more points coming in for that. Assassination for killing the Big Mega Armour as well. And Akmon Data points flowing in for that secondary. It puts the Blood Angels on 33 points at this stage. Orcs, for another assassination coming in, have brought the total up to 33 points for them as well. So 33 points each for both sides. But obviously, we can see the shape of the game. Orcs have a turn in hand. So I reckon the battle is over here. Orcs have swept to victory against the Blood Angels. We'll project forwards. We reckon it's going to be quite straightforward here. We know that Nakman Data is going to be achieved here. No problem for the Blood Angels. What would happen on future turns is pretty obvious here. So we'll calculate and give you a final score at this stage in the game. Okay, so plenty of points to talk about for this battle, but for points, as far as the game's concerned, so we reckon points scored across here for primaries, another 4 points to come in for one more turn for the Blood Angels holding on to that central objective across there, that Troops Choice. We're just measuring up with the Mega Knobs, they wouldn't make it around in time. So one more turn, so 4 points picked up for that. Oath of Moment, we'd reckon to bring in 2 more points. Assassination, no more characters to be slain against the Orcs. And Nakman Data, that would go ahead. They would achieve theirs. Then these coming in here would max out to 12 for that one. So totaling all of that up together, and in fact, secondaries to the Blood Angels, strong. 11 points on one, 6 on another, and 12 on another. So as far as secondaries are concerned, a good enough score. Taking the Blood Angels up to 45. That will help them in the next game. They're not down and out of it. And a good solid win and a victory in the next battle, whoever that is against, we'll have to see, would help the Blood Angels for sure. For the Orcs, reckon with the control of objective markers, maxing out at 45 points for primaries. Assassination, strong, 13 points. Behind enemy lines, we would just camp out multiple units to max out on that one. And then Psychic Interrogation was the one where we got nothing because of the weird boy failing. So 78 points to 45. It is a clear Orc victory. Blood Angels have raked in a fair amount of points. Not too bad from them at all. But the Orcs have kicked off the season with a win. So what was the defining moments here? I think perhaps it was the fact that the Orcs stayed inside their transports was the killer. They were able to deliver some deadly units into close combat fresh and without hindrance there. 8 assaults taking place all on the one turn was deadly enough. There were some surgical strikes from the Blood Angels, some good moments from them. They did kick out damage, but it was against sort of transport type vehicles, and the Orcs were able to counterattack well enough. We saw Orcs concentrating across here. It seemed to suit them well. They're able to disembark from units, use those empty transports to go out and claim objectives to help keep the points flowing in. The double Warboss pronged attack was particularly effective in this game. The Orcs had those multiple Blood Angels threats. The Orcs had a response, had enough resources to respond to each of those, which meant that they were able to keep themselves ahead in the game. We'll talk about units of the game next. Number of contenders for both sides. Yeah, no, that's who I'm going to give it to. Okay, so we are going to go with the Ripper for the Orcs. He made his charge. He was some distance away, but he made his charge. Took out the chaplain, brought him down. Was then assaulted by the captain. Survived against the odds, and then turned and brought the captain down. So epic stuff from the Ripper. Usually dies in games, so we're going to give it to him. That's unit of the game for the Orcs. Number of units did well. He also helped buff the Mega Knobs, giving them +1 to the hit rolls, ultimately helping to bring the Terminators down. So good innings from the Ripper. And then for the Blood Angels, unit choice, Librarian Dreadnoughts. They are dangerous units. They can move swiftly. You saw them sneaky moves through the battle lines here, jumping over units to get into position. A very rapid assault across here, which almost it took out the weird boy. Broke through, tapped out guns, and then the Orks had to send other units to try and take them on. So that was a good move from that Librarian Dreadnought. Yeah, and the other one across here fouled the charge. This is Longbow BB. We then assaulted it with the Death Tread, which took the Dreadnought out, but only in Death's duty end. The Dreadnought, before being removed from play, took the Death Tread down, and that helped to clear the Orks off that flank objective. I reckon that's helped Longbow BB achieve an epic deed in this game. So that's been logged to be recorded at a future point. It's one of the perks for Phoenix Lords on the channel. Details about that perk to come. So, epic deeds aside though, the Orks have made their mark on the fresh season. We'll march them on to the next battle. Same for the Blood Angels. We'll watch with interest to see which factions will take both of these armies on as the league continues. But that's the format. 2 games each. It's the total number of victory points which will determine the status of the league and which armies go through. The intent is to take 8 armies through to the knockout stage towards the end of the year. That's the plan. We kick off here with a Xenos victory. It's the Ripper and his cousin Grog Dewoper have led the Orks to a 2-pronged double assault victory here against the Blood Angels. Great game. Thanks for watching, and we'll call out patrons at silver level, which is Anonymous, Darren Gardner, Denny Wright, William Schwarz, William, Ross Caldwell and Zachary Lee. Big thanks to them for their support. For more Battle Report action, to become a channel member, link for that in the video description below. And you can support the channel at either Guardian, Aspect Warrior or Phoenix Lord level. Thanks for watching, and tune in next time.